Shalom, we praise you, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Harakal Kadash, doubleness of the apostles and elders of great North Son of world well. Shalom to the brothers doing the right side in truth. Yeah, just kind of wanted to touch on this Neuralink situation, and really just the MOTB and the micro CHIP in general. I was something that, I haven't been in for a little while. It's really been working in the background. It's like at this point now, there's kind of the things, there's people you can point to on a much wider scale where you can just go and say like, yeah, that's something that's been, come to fruition in this particular way, in that particular way. But then when you deal with what do you call it? Going back, it's the same with like World War III, where you kind of, have situations in the Middle East. You might have like, the Arab Spring, mad certain things, but now it's like you've got conflicts where it's like, Russia's back in one side, the US is back in another side. Now there's things you can kind of just look to and see, and it's really like these things are always been moving. It's just a matter of awareness. Because as far as it's like the MOTB, or even like Neuralink's newer, that was set up in like 2017, 2018. And it's only like 2020, 2021 when they kind of did the display, the promotion with the monkey in that, where they had the monkey like it seemed like it was using the little stick to move like the mouse around. Then it turned out that it was hooked up to his brain. So these things are out, and the bigger kind of like work that having these things visible does is it kind of puts that focus, puts it into the minds of the people about the image of the beast. That's more, it gets them more invested. It gets them, drawn into it. They see the appeal of it. They're thinking about it. They see like, I don't know, like Terminator 2, Arnie, where he's like a cyborg that's made up. Even like with all those kind of post-apocalyptic or cyberpunk kind of futures where you have like people fuse with technology, where they're able to like, download, technology into their brain, enhance their eyes. Like, what do you call it? It's a good one. Ghost in the Shell, the movie, the old school anime movie from like the 90s. That one's hard because it just shows like they're all basically getting, all the kind of cybernetic enhancements. If they'll say like, yo, you get this, in 10 years you're going to be able to, enhance your physical performance or what, people will jump on it. If they say this, it's the same with like trying to, become, live forever. They say like, oh, you'll be able to slow your aging, people jump on it. And this is the thing is that's just in the situation now. We're gonna, with pushing it, making it mandatory, you're gonna have a, scenario, situation come to fruition to where people are gonna be, fighting tooth and nail to get it. So all these things really show these things are getting pushed. Even with the MOTB, it's like the framework's basically being put together within society to basically prepare people. Why after 2020 everything's contactless. There's certain, in London especially, there's certain parts of London you go to, other than like big chain supermarkets or like very small, like family owned kind of places. A lot of places don't even take cash. Some of the big chain supermarkets don't even take cash actually. It's like the Amazon Go stores. They've been like contactless only. A lot of places they switched to it, especially through the pandemic, they were able to push. Oh, if you you're basically, if you're using cash, it's it's a danger. It's a danger, it's a spreader. So everyone was like, they were saying like, yo, contactless. All the places switched to just like, we take contactless. Fucking, guys on the underground that are busking, them guys take contactless. Men used to be like, have the hat there or have like the guitar case there, and just you dash a few coins in it. Now it's men has a little, stand up, and then it'll have like the contactless thing to tap on there to give them a bit of change. It says on Reuters, on Microsoft starts from Reuters though. It says Musk's Neuralink working on new brain implant device. It says Neuralink, Elon Musk's brain chip company, is working on a new device that it believes will require half the number of electrodes to be implanted in the brain to make it more efficient and powerful, the company's executive said. And yeah, there was a guy who got one, I can't remember if it was the first or second. I think it was the first guy that got it, was saying like how, he got it to change his life. Because I think it started decaying or something, or some of the like wires just came off. Then it was like, he doesn't want to go back to life without it. Because it was like you said, he gained a level of independence he's not had in so long. And these are the things people are like, they're thinking like, when I'm like 60, especially with the lifestyle people have, they're thinking, I want to get one of those so that like, when I'm old, I can at least, you might be like Stephen Hawking, but you still be able to like go up on utilize a smartphone or whatever. These are the things people are thinking of. This is what the company is also taking risk mitigation measures such as skull sculpting and reduce the carbon dioxide concentration in the blood to normal levels in patients, the executive said on live stream on social media platform X. Neuralink is taking these risk mitigation measures after the first participant in the device's trial faced issues with the tiny wires that were part of the implant. Yeah, so I think that was the issue with the first one is they're saying of some for the wires. But these they're developing it. It's pushing forward, and you might not see, you might not hear anything for a few weeks, a few months, but those things are working in the background. You might think like, it's not in the mainstream. Then you do a search and you find like, okay, yeah, they might have done like 5 to 10 more trials. You wouldn't even know. But that's kind of like how these things are shaping out. I'll read this. Habakkuk 2:2. It says, and the Lord Jehovah answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time. And yeah, that's the thing, write the vision, make it plain upon tables. We go into the book and, we're able to discern the message. We basically have, the Spirit that allows us to discern, what these prophecies are, what's being spoken of, what the vision is. And then, we're breaking it down and we're making it clear to everyone else. But then it says that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but the end it shall speak and not lie. And yeah, the vision's basically been set, and we're now in the midst of where all these visions are basically you can open your eyes, you can hop on the internet, do a search, and you're gonna find like these visions being fulfilled left, right, and center. You ask, that's the thing it comes down to. That's why it's dealing with these Christians. You ask them, okay, when you go into the prophecy, where's Babylon the Great? Like, what's Babylon? Where's Babylon the Great? What is the MOTB? And these are the because as far as for if they have they need to have an answer for that, because those are the prophecies. Those are the prophecies you need to discern, to know what the times are, to know what's going down. Because what it says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come and not tarry. And yeah, that's the nature of of the vision. It's basically got that set time to be fulfilled. It's like I said, it's like we're in the midst. Now it's heavily in the midst. It's not even contentious. We wouldn't even really do it like. There's Christians in the world, there's people just in the world where they think like, now World War III is likely to pop off. These different technologies being developed that could have huge implications. people already know all these different technology companies are basically trying to, create an ecosystem where it's like you have to work within it. And it's China's got the closest really to having it set up, where they have like, an app. They'll have like your social, your social standing, your credit score, your access to, capabilities within society, as well as, your monetary situation and your social behavior and whatnot. All those things tied into one and kind of tied to your identity, tied to whatever your NI, national insurance number, or social security, whatever that is in China. All those things are kind of tied to it. Yeah. 1 Thessalonians 5:1, it says, "But of the times and seasons, brethren, you have no need that I write unto you, for yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord shall come as a thief in the night." And yeah, that's really how the and this is why it's things that things are going to be happening, and it seems in the in the background, but as far as for us, those in the know, we're aware that it's coming. It's on its way. It's moving heavily. Because what does it say? For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that they should overtake you as a thief. Yeah, so, it seems like, It seems like, there's just no kind of way to know, like, how are we meant to, piece it together, like, what's going on? But it's really to those, if you have ears to hear, let them hear. If you've got ears to hear and eyes to see, then you'll be able to be like, someone will point out to you, like, there's something to that. You might just be like, why is it? It's like, okay, why is it like that? Like, what this book says, it kind of lines up, it kind of makes sense. But then for, the general, kind of the average Joe, it's gonna be just like, nah, it ain't really gonna, take root. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. So yeah, they're gonna be thinking it's cool. They're gonna be planning like, okay, I'm looking to go X location, Y location, I'm looking to go around to Europe, I'm looking to go to Asia, I'm looking to do, a tour. I want to go from like the, from the west of Africa around through the north to the east of Africa. There's people who have all these desires and intentions. But then, as far as when it comes to actually playing it out, they're going to be taken by surprise. It's going to be a shock. Because why? They're not aware, even though things are clear to us. To them, they're in a mist. It says, "Well, but ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that they should overtake you as a thief. Ye the children of light, and the children of the day. We are not of the night, nor of darkness. Therefore, let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober." And yeah, the watching and being sober, that's part of it. We watch and we see, like, okay, what's going down? Like, how these things, taking place? Like, what's it all coming towards? And you can see, like, oh, okay, you see certain things. It's like with after C-19, you then see like, oh, they're talking about the bird flu now, or oh, they're talking about this. You're like, okay, this might be the next thing. Keep an eye on it and kind of see what scale it gets to. I'll finish on this. Matthew 24:36. "But of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be." So yeah, no one knows the day. No one's been given that knowledge of the day. Even Yahweh Shai doesn't know. But it says what? As the days of Noah were, it's going to be the same. And what were the days of Noah like? For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, unto the day that Noah entered into the ark, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. And yeah, that's how it's going to come together. It's people are going to be living their life, eating, drinking, marrying, feasting, partying, all that. Just as they are now, just as they're going to continue to. Literally right up until the door closed, and that was the point of no return. Whereas after that was like there was no action you could take. It's going to be the same in this time. Brothers are out here still to this day. Brothers are still, prophesying, and hey, those are the elect. They're going to pay heed. But then what? Once it's done, it's done. And knew not until the flood came and took them all away, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Then shall two be in the field, the one shall be taken and the other left. Two women shall be grinding at the mill, the one shall be taken and the other left. Yeah? So basically it's going to hit that point where it's going to see, it will seem like everything's fine, but then, out of nowhere it hits. And then people are going to be like, how could we even know? How could we have prepared? But hey, it's always there, man. But yeah, I'll leave it there. Shalom.